What's up, millennials? In exchange for your time, and hopefully you like as well, today we're going to talk about Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin yesterday actually reached a new all-time high and went up to almost $24,000. If you follow everything I say during this video, then I can almost guarantee you that you will know more than about 99 or even 99.9% of the population about Bitcoin. Now, these videos about Bitcoin usually don't get a lot of views. It seems like YouTube doesn't really want to push videos about Bitcoin, so I suppose that this video is a little bit more for my subscribers. Before we get started though, please keep in mind that I'm still not a financial advisor, so anything that I say in this video about Bitcoin should not be seen as financial advice. So in this video, what I would like to do is tell you about one of my playlists. If you go to my channel and you go to the tab that says playlist over here, you can go to the Why Should You Buy Crypto playlist. Let's go there. Here you're going to find multiple videos, not just my videos, but mostly videos from other people, other major YouTubers who have way more knowledge about Bitcoin than I have. And let's just go through this list together, okay? Because I can, again, guarantee you that after you have watched all the videos in this list, you're going to know more than 99.9% of the people very probably. So, okay, the first 4 videos are videos that I made myself, right? The very first and the second video are videos about ARK Invest, because ARK Invest has also, got some exposure to Bitcoin. If we pull up the ARKW ETF, which is the next generation internet ETF, we can actually see that Grayscale Bitcoin Trust BTC is on position number 6 already. It was way down here, like 16 or something like that when I made the video. And right now, the market value of Bitcoin in their ARKW ETF is around $150 million. So that's pretty good. So Grayscale Bitcoin Trust is a little bit different from holding normal Bitcoin, right? It's almost like a physically backed ETF. Grayscale is an institution that buys Bitcoin, and then the big institutions, other institutions like ARK Invest, can buy shares in the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, and those shares follow the price of Bitcoin, right? So as we can see, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust portion of this ETF is actually quite large. So in those 2 videos about ARK ETFs and about ARK Invest itself, I explain why ARK Invest is investing in Bitcoin. And these 2 videos are based on 2 white papers that were published by Yassine Almondra, who is a crypto analyst at ARK Invest. So definitely check those out for a little bit. Well, it's already quite deep knowledge, I would say. It's already quite deep. Then the third video is simply to how to buy Bitcoin on Kraken. It's very similar to buying stocks, of course, so I'm not going to go into detail in this video. Just check it out if you don't know how to buy Bitcoin just yet. And a fourth video is a video that I made about Coinbase Earn. And in this video, I explain to you how you can get some free money in crypto. It's not necessarily the $127 you see in the thumbnail, but I've personally gotten about like 60 to 70 in crypto, I believe, so far. It's not a scam, okay? And then let's actually take a look at the other videos that are in this playlist. So first of all, you're going to see some videos made by Anthony Pompliano. Just a quick note here. All these videos are more or less in the order from beginner to expert. So these videos are a little bit more easy to understand than the videos at the bottom of this playlist, I would say. But still, Anthony Pomp, as we call him, or as almost everyone calls him, he's a very intelligent guy, and he has done a lot for the crypto world. So if you are not subscribed yet to Anthony Pomp, then definitely do it. He also has a series that's called Lunch Money, which is a daily series with news about the stock market. Pretty much what I do with Stock O'Clock, but then within like 15 minutes instead of just 1 minute. So definitely check it out. So in this first video, Pomp, podcast 383, he talks with Jim Cramer, who you might know from Mad Money. Many people listen to Jim Cramer, so I think it's kind of interesting to see Jim Cramer, more or less becoming a bull. He did allocate some money to Bitcoin. And I think that this video is a very good bridge between people who don't know a lot about crypto just yet. The video itself is actually quite entertaining, I would say, and very informative as well, even a little bit emotional, especially when he talks about him wanting to leave a legacy to his kids that his kids can actually understand, right? Instead of gold, he wants to leave his kids something digital because, yeah, those kids are also living in this digital world. And Pomp actually convinced Jim Cramer within an hour to allocate 1% of his portfolio to Bitcoin. Then the next video is what is Bitcoin and why isn't it important? That's also a video by Pomp in which he basically talks about the basics of crypto, of Bitcoin. So definitely check that out as well. Don't really need to say a lot more about that. The next one would be a hedge fund manager, a hedge fund millionaire, Raoul Pal, who you might know. He's a very big hedge fund millionaire, and he was a little bit skeptical about Bitcoin many years ago. But now he actually sold some or maybe even all of his gold and put that money into Bitcoin because he believes that Bitcoin is digital gold, basically, which he believes to be superior in comparison to gold as well. And I believe that Raoul Pal has a lot of influence on the big investors, the big institutions out there. He actually tweeted right before Bitcoin had the massive surge to the upside that he was going to talk to about 150 big investors. And right after that, Bitcoin price shot up. So I'm not entirely sure if that was a catalyst, but yeah, who knows, right? So after watching these videos, you're going to see some videos with Pomp or just with Robert Breedlove. Breedlove is a Bitcoin legend, especially on Twitter, I believe. I just discovered him like a month ago, I believe. I looked at these two videos first. And Robert Breedlove just goes into Bitcoin very deep. It's almost philosophical, I would say. Now, in this video first, the common misconceptions, he basically talks about the misconceptions of Bitcoin, of course, and then he tries to debunk those misconceptions. And then you have two videos here, which is just, basically one video cut into two videos. This is an open letter to Ray Dalio. The letter is written by Robert Breedlove as well. And Ray Dalio is quite a big Bitcoin bear. He loves gold, but he hates Bitcoin. And Robert Breedlove wrote a letter to Ray Dalio to explain to Dalio what Bitcoin is exactly and what kind of advantages it has using Dalio's own principles, right? So you're going to hear a lot of some of the reasons against Bitcoin, and then Breedlove's response to those reasons. So definitely very interesting to take a look at that as well. And then the last three videos are videos from Dave Lee on investing. I believe I've already mentioned him a few times in my videos, but I definitely think that Dave Lee on investing is a channel that you pretty much have to follow. I think that Dave Lee is a great critical thinker. I still am learning a lot from his way of thinking. And he goes into topics very deeply. He made many videos about Bitcoin without actually holding any Bitcoin himself. I wouldn't say he's a Bitcoin bear, but he doesn't hold any Bitcoin because he doesn't really believe in Bitcoin in the long term. And with the long term, I mean like 10 years plus, right? So to be honest, for me, these videos sometimes even too deep and too philosophical to follow really well. I'm not as smart as Dave Lee is, definitely not as smart, but he definitely makes some very good points. So as I said, Dave Lee is actually, I would say bullish on Bitcoin in the short term for the next 5 to 10 years or so. But he believes that governments will start battling against Bitcoin afterwards because Bitcoin might become too powerful and governments will become less powerful, right? So that's why he doesn't really believe in Bitcoin in the long term. And there are many other reasons that he suggests. So Dave talks with some great minds. First of all, in this video, a chat with Anthony Pompliano. He, of course, talks with Pomp, the guy that we have mentioned before from the first videos in this series, which is maybe a little bit more basic conversation, I would say. Then he talks with Yassine Almondra, who is the analyst, the Bitcoin analyst or crypto analyst at ARK Invest, which already goes into the topic a little bit deeper. And yeah, Dave even puts Yassine in some very difficult spots, I would say. And the latest one, which just came out like a week ago, something like that, is an interview with Nick Carter. This one honestly was kind of above my level of thinking, I would say, but it's very interesting to see some of the best philosophical thinkers with regards to Bitcoin talking about this topic. Dave here being the philosophical bear, I would say, and Nick being the philosophical bull. So it's very interesting to see these points. So these three are basically like reasons against Bitcoin, and the rest of the videos are usually videos in favor of Bitcoin. So this playlist with content about crypto is quite long, as you might have seen. I think it's about 14 hours in total. And that might sound like a lot, but I can almost guarantee you that if you go through this entire list of videos, you're going to know more than 99.9% of the people out there. So maybe like 2021 could be the year for you where you start to learn about crypto. I personally have gone through all of these videos, and I'm probably going to re-watch some of those videos, if not all videos, to get a deeper understanding of Bitcoin and crypto as well. Now, with regards to my own investing in Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin right now is about 1/3 of my portfolio. I believe that I'm going to make some additional videos about Bitcoin as well, explaining why I hold Bitcoin. And I also want to do a video about my portfolio, which I'm probably going to release on the 1st of January. Now, if you have any specific questions about this playlist, about these videos, or if you have maybe any good suggestions for videos that I could add to my playlist about crypto, then definitely let me know in the comments. With that being said, thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Stay safe. Bye-bye.